Important note, this video is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decision. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Here's your market briefing from Rumour With AI. Ethereum's social sentiment has plunged to a bearish extreme of 1.089, yet institutional capital is quietly accumulating. Spot Ethereum ETFs recorded $103.9 million in inflows, signaling a stark divergence between retail fear and smart money conviction. On-chain metrics suggest ETH is significantly undervalued relative to its realized cost basis, creating a potential accumulation zone for long-term holders. Meanwhile, European equities are defying global macro headwinds. The CAC 40 breached a historic record high of 8,372, driven almost entirely by a surge in defense stocks. Geopolitical tensions are fueling a structural re-rating of the European military-industrial complex, turning defense contractors into the primary engine of continental market growth. On the macro front, the energy shock is rippling through emerging markets with devastating speed. Middle East tensions have pushed crude oil above $118 a barrel, triggering a currency crisis across Africa. 29 African currencies have plunged in value as import costs skyrocket. Central banks in these regions are now facing a triple threat: soaring inflation, widening trade deficits, and depleted foreign reserves. The economic fallout is immediate and severe, forcing difficult policy choices in economies already struggling with debt sustainability. Trade policy is tightening simultaneously. President Trump has imposed new tariffs ranging from 10% to 12.5% on imports from nearly 60 nations. This move replaces expired Section 122 duties and cites forced labor findings under Section 30. The broad scope of these tariffs signals a continued escalation in protectionist trade wars, adding another layer of uncertainty to global supply chains and multinational corporate margins. In related news, precious metals are reacting to this instability. Gold prices in Pakistan have surged to a new high of PKR 427,736 per Tola. This spike is driven by a combination of rising global spot prices and regional diplomatic tensions. Investors are flocking to bullion as a hedge against both currency depreciation and geopolitical risk, highlighting the safe haven appeal of physical gold in volatile regions. Looking ahead to today's release, the economic calendar remains relatively quiet with no major high-impact data points scheduled in the next 36 hours. Markets are currently digesting the geopolitical and trade policy shocks rather than reacting to fresh economic data. Traders are watching for any shifts in oil prices or tariff announcements that could disrupt this fragile equilibrium. The interplay between record equity highs in defense sectors and currency collapses in emerging markets illustrates a deeply fragmented global economy. Capital is moving toward safety and geopolitical beneficiaries, while leaving behind regions exposed to energy shocks and trade barriers. Ethereum's institutional inflows suggest a similar dynamic in crypto, where price weakness is being bought by large players anticipating a reversal. Monitor oil prices closely. A sustained move above $118 could deepen the African currency crisis and reignite inflation fears globally. Similarly, watch for retaliatory measures from the 60 affected nations, which could further complicate the tariff landscape. That's your market briefing. Follow Rumour With AI for daily market intelligence.